Hey everyone, welcome to Life After Work. Solomon here. This is going to be a cautionary tale of modeling. Now, if you'll remember back when I bought my USS Missouri Iowa class battleship, 1 to 200 scale, I did a box opening. And the first thing I did was an inventory of parts. Now, I have mentioned this, I think, in several videos. I don't know, I haven't gone back and looked. But inventory of model parts, I've always said it's important, especially if you have the big models. Well, on the USS Missouri, after a full inventory of the model and of the detail up kit, I had everything except the bow of the ship. Now, I don't know about you, but that's pretty important to me. If you don't have the bow of a ship, the rest of it's pretty much irrelevant. Well, I called Micromark. Now, I had bought the model from Micromark. They had a catalog special where you could get both the ship and the detail up kit with discounts, and then without the bow I virtually had no model. It didn't matter, there was just nothing that I could do at that time. So I called Micromark. Micromark said nothing they could do about it. I needed to call Squadron, their supplier. Now, I'll be honest with you, if I go buy a loaf of bread at the grocery store and they say, oh no, we have no responsibility for that, you need to go to our wholesaler, that doesn't make sense. So anyway, I called Squadron. Squadron said, well, that's not our responsibility. You need to get Micromark to take care of that for you. So I called Micromark back and they didn't have any interest. Ultimately, I got the address but I called Trumpeter in China, because that's where you call. And this Chinese lady says, oh, well, I'll send someone right out in the factory and we'll get that part for you and send it to you. Well, I knew that was a waste of time because I worked for 4 years in China. They can't do that. They don't have departmental cross-references. They simply don't have customer support. None of that stuff exists because they're a socialistic country, and you don't really understand what that means in a communist country until you live in the middle of it. This department does not tell this department what to do, so she wasn't going to tell anybody to go get these parts and send them. Micromark said, we can't do anything for you, goodbye, send it back if you want. But they were going to refund my money, but only for the model, not for the extra $250 detail upgrade kit. So they said, well, there's nothing wrong with it, so you keep it. Well, what good is that? They didn't want to replace the model. They would just send my money back. So I was kind of in a quandary. And I got an email from a guy at Squadron, and he said he would try to pursue it. That was like 9 months ago. Well, just a few days ago, I got an email from this guy at Squadron. We finally have the bow of your USS Missouri. It's in the mail today. Well, I did get it. And in fact, I've got it right here. There's the bow, both pieces. Now they have to be touched up a bit to go together, but this is the bow of the Missouri. And it looks to be extremely accurate and very detailed. But it's taken me 9 months or more, I really haven't checked the total time, to get that. So what's the cautionary tale? It's as soon as you get a model, check it out. Pull the instructions. Find out if you got everything you were supposed to have in the box. And if you didn't, pursue it right then, or try to take it back to where you bought it try to get another one. Now, if it's a small $20 model and you've bought 2 or 3 of them so you have extras, whatever, that, you know, that's maybe a different situation. But if you get a really big model with a lot of parts, you have to do an inventory. You have to make sure you have the parts. And in the case of the Missouri, I had $500 total model and upgrade worth of parts, and no bow to the ship. No bow whatsoever. So, thanks to our guys at Squadron, they lived up at least to their reputation. They got me a bow. Took a long time, and like we have talked among ourselves at Squadron and myself, customer service is not their strong point, because customer service doesn't talk to manufacturing, doesn't talk to engineering. None of these guys talk to each other, and they're very territorial. So why did I want this so much? Well, if you've been paying attention to my USS New Jersey Iowa class build, 1 to 350, you'll know that the bow was absent of everything of any importance. There was no opening at the end of the bow. There was no, there were no anchor guides on the hull. There simply was nothing. Just glue the anchors to the side somewhere, and that was it. Well, I've now got my holes drilled. You've seen that in a previous video. You've seen how I can run chain through it, but I don't have the anchor guides. So here we go. I'm going to put this up here. That's the anchor guide. That's what I need to build. And I'll put up the real ship so you can see it. And that's what I need to build. But I didn't know how big to make it. I don't know exactly how I want to make it. I think I want to use milliput. It all is on this 1 to 200. So what I can do is I can take measurements so I can locate it perfectly around the holes I've already drilled. I can take dimensions on this piece right here, how big I want to make it, how small I want to make it, all the shapes, the distances, everything. And I can make it out of milliput at 1 to 350, and then I'll have the parts to put on the USS New Jersey. So this is a tremendous benefit to me. And it's taken me months. I mean, if you want to say it, 3/4 or more of a year to get it, so that I can now actually use this to help me with the USS New Jersey. So, point is, do your inventories when you get a model, especially the more complicated models. If you find something missing, either take that model straight back to where you bought it, send it back to where you got it, or if you have to, go to the manufacturer or the whoever you have to go to. And even then, it can be a long time before you get that replacement piece. I now have it. I've got everything in place on my New Jersey now, on the bow. The holes are drilled. I just have to make the external parts that didn't exist. Hey, look, they didn't even have the holes that existed. This Revell of Germany model had nothing on the bow. The Tamiya model has it at 1 to 350. So I'm going to use a 1 to 200 Trumpeter to try to fabricate these pieces. I promise you. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. So anyway, I am now in a position to move forward with that. Hey, you know, and I'm trying to figure out how I can make these tiny pieces. And if I can, and I'll even pull molds off of them, make them available to other people. I just, right now, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I now have a proper bow to an Iowa class battleship that I can use to model from. So that's all I got to say today. Thank you for stopping in at Life After Work. I appreciate it. And what you're going to find is that you'll get fewer and fewer of these videos for a while, and they'll be a little bit more general and less about a specific model. But I'm still here. Thank you for dropping in. We'll see you next time. Bye.